Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today is a video in tribute to my friend, Mel Thompson. And before I go any farther, I want to express the gratitude, the thanks, the overwhelming love that I feel for you guys for your emails, your comments, your DMs, the phone calls. As many of you know, and I did find out on Instagram that a lot of people on my Instagram are not watching YouTube because they had no idea that 12 days before I lost Mel, I lost my daddy. So it's been, like a double whammy. I know positively that my daddy would have kicked my butt before now. And as far as me laying around in the bed watching TV, eating and crying all day, he would say, Where's my little girl? I can hear my dad telling me to cowboy up. I hear Mel saying, it's about time to get up. You know what's going to happen if we just lay around. Okay, I don't like it when I go and sniff all through stuff, so this is probably going to be a choppy video while I cut and paste things together. I am so sorry, but I think it's something that you can understand. The only reason I can sit here right now and make this video, because, like I said, I feel like I didn't just lose a best friend. I lost my daddy too. And I feel like, though, I had a pretty good breakthrough because I could talk to Kelsey and Tara. And that was so therapeutic for me. I'm a bit of a mama bear. Okay, I'm a lot of a mama bear. Let me tell you how I met Mel. When I decided to bring my hair out, cut it off, I had got to the point where I could actually style and do something with my hair. And so I went to YouTube and I looked up how to style my hair punky or something like that. And that beautiful creature pulled up and I looked at her hair. It was like mohawkish. And I thought, my gosh, she carries that well. She sure is beautiful. And I clicked on it and watched her do her hair. She just had that certain, that made you want to watch her video, right? So you all know that when you watch a video over to the side, YouTube will have recommended videos, all right? Well, there was another one, I could tell by her face and her makeup that was the same girl, but she had no hair. Her hair had been buzzed. And my immediate thought was, oh my gosh, that beautiful little child has cancer. I clicked on that video and I watched her do spellbinding makeup. I don't remember what it was about that video, but from watching it, I kind of got the impression like she was really owning this. Like she didn't look sickly to me. She looked like she buzzed her hair on purpose. So I was like, okay. So I did what I always do whenever I find somebody that I think, wow, I really want to know more about this person. I really want to, help their channel and stuff. And I went back to the very beginning. And because I was having a bad back situation go on, and I haven't had one of these in a long time. Thank you, Lord, for that. But I did used to have periods where I would lay in bed for weeks at a time, unable to do very much. So I was having one of these time periods, and so I backed up to the very beginning of her channel, and I started watching. Now back then, I used to have my computer in the bed with me, the laptop, and I would watch on the television and comment as I was going on the laptop. I don't know how I communicated this to her, but she knew that I was watching every single video with all the ads coming forward because I enjoyed her content that much. And as a creator, I knew how much that would mean to her. At one point, I even told her, I'm still here, I'm still watching, I'm still supporting, but I'm going to quit commenting because I don't want you to think I'm a stalker. And I fell in love with this girl. The more I watched Mel, the more I saw how much Mel and I were alike. Despite the fact that I am old enough to be her mother, and I tell you this quite literally, my oldest daughter is Mel's age. So even though I was old enough to be her mother, I felt like we had so much in common as people. Mel and I both love and had an obsession with shoes. Because of my chronic back pain, which Mel also suffered with chronic pain every day of her life. Because of that, I don't have all the high heels, the pumps, the edgy shoes, that I used to, but I used to have 3 closets full of shoes. We both suffered with crippling anxiety. Mine has gotten a little better. We both have this weird obsession with powder. I mean, to the point where, like, really, did you just actually use 3 different kinds of powder on your face?
Despite my notes, I never finished this story, and I think it's an important event to understand how our friendship grew. So this took place back in the days of when the La Mer powder that she loved so much was originally discontinued. Mel loved that powder, and you probably remember this. Well, I knew that, and I had one here that I'd only used once because it was not my favorite. And I told her that I wanted to send it to her, that I'd only used it once, but I was going to keep the puff if she didn't care, because that was being used with my long comb powder. But that I wanted to send it to her as a thank you for all of the hours that she put into her videos and that I had been enjoying while laid up in bed. Okay, so this started us talking on Instagram in DMs, and then after a while of doing that, we started texting, calling, FaceTiming each other, and then that led to Marco Poloing, which we both loved, because even if the other couldn't talk at a particular moment, we could still chat through video messages. So that powder situation is what actually sparked the whole friendship with Mel.
We just had little things, that made us the same. Like neither one of us can pronounce words. I got that. I can't do that either. So we were constantly mispronouncing things on our channel. We both have a little bit of open mouth insert footness. We even edit the same way. You have a SD card that will hold probably a week or so's worth of videos, but you format every single time that you do a video. Yes, me too. I film a video, and then I transfer the video to the computer, and then I format the card. It's gone then at that point. If something happens to it on the computer, it's gone. Mel also did that. Who would have 2 videos and one editing on a laptop while the other's being edited on a computer. Just those kinds of things. We got each other when it came to that kind of thing. In other ways, we were nothing alike. We didn't take our salads the same at all. Mel absolutely hated strawberries. Who hates strawberries was my thing. My daughter said, give it time, okay? Give it another 30 years, and you'll like strawberries in your salad too, okay? It's like you're getting the good stuff you're supposed to eat and a dessert all in one. When you're my age, your desserts have to change. But no, that sweet little princess didn't like strawberries. She liked her salad like I used to when I was her age. And when I say that sweet little, Mel towered over me by 5 inches. Mel was 5'9", but she was little on camera, wasn't she? When she stood up, she was tall. In my personal life, I've never known anybody to ever get up and say bad things about somebody after they've passed on. So everybody that I've ever encountered in my whole life, whenever they're talking about somebody who has passed on, they say the good things. And of course, I'm going to tell you the good things. But I want you to understand that there wasn't anything about Mel that was bad. It didn't matter how bad Mel felt. She would always put you first. I would stake everything I have on if Mel had 10 million subscribers, Mel would have still been Mel. She would have still been, because Mel really, truly, she was not the kind of person who was stuck on herself. Mel didn't think she was God's gift. Mel was truly humble. Mel was, without a doubt, the most generous person ever, that I've ever known in my whole life. That was Mel Thompson. Mel would give you literally the shirt off her back. You know how you know people that will do that, but they want everybody to know that they did that? Mel gave in secret to so many people. Not just me. I did a group collaboration with Mel, and we did Charlotte Tilbury, but that wasn't what that video was initially going to be. And then it's like, okay, let's do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm like, uh-oh. I did actually own the lipstick Pillow Talk, and I had a blush that my friend Michelle gave me. That was it. I didn't have Charlotte Tilbury. Mel said, "What do you have from Charlotte Tilbury?" And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to break me to do this collab. But Mel wanted me to do it. And I want to stop this right here and say, Mel, I never did. Maybe other people did approach Mel, but I never wanted her to think that I was being friends with her to get something. Okay? So I did not suggest this. Mel suggested this. Mel picked out and bought and sent me all of that Charlotte Tilbury. And she sent it to me enough ahead of time that I could actually use all the products, figure out how I liked them and everything. And I am not the only one who got the lavish side of Mel. But that was the kind of person Mel was. She just gave and gave and gave. And I can't even explain to you what this has done to my life. To lose my daddy and then Mel. But Mel did know about my dad. And she was so sorry, of course. And, giving me time to grieve. But I had let her know I'm going to be MIA for just a little bit here because I am dealing with all of this, okay? But I want to know what's going on with you. And she's like, I'm fine, Mary, please. I love you. Take care of yourself. It had been a week. And she and I didn't go that long without talking to each other. And I knew she was giving me time. So I had talked to my mom, made the plan for what we're going to do that day or the next day or whatever, because I know I've told you guys my mom is handicapped. And so my sister and I and my aunt are like helping her doing the things that Daddy used to do. And so I was talking to my mom on the phone, and, one of the things was Mel. I was like, I'm going to go eat a sandwich, and then I'm going to check in. I went in the kitchen and made a turkey sandwich, and I was making it, and my phone went off, and I looked at it on the island, and it was from Mel. Except it wasn't from Mel. It was from Puffin. And I've never experienced anything like that. The first thing I did was drop to my knees and scream and pull at my clothes like they say in the Bible. But it was like I wasn't in my body. I wasn't really there. Let's not talk about that anymore. Mel doesn't have the luxury to keep making videos, but she sure has a lot of them. And she can still teach you. And like Kelsey said, she has such a well-rounded channel There's something there. You can enjoy these things over and over and over again, and that will help her husband and her 4 kids. When content ceases to be new and coming out and people stop watching, that's when a channel dies. That's when YouTube goes, you cease to be relevant, so we're going to push you away and recommend others. So if you really want to help, watch the channel. And there's also a GoFundMe. I want to bring that up again and tell you guys, well, first I'd like to say thank you to Allison. Allison and many other people who love Mel wanted to support Mel's family, wanted to help them. A lot of you, Allison included, know because you've raised kids, okay? Some of you are still paying on the school loans for sending your kids to college and stuff, so you know that it's expensive. And they got 4 kids and no more Mel. And I'll link that GoFundMe that came out of all of that. Okay, I'll link that below that Kelsey went and set up for Eric. This is just for the people who wanted so bad to help Mel's family. Okay, I'm going to go. Please feel free to leave me below all of the things that you want to say about Mel. I would love to read them.